Howard Stern is still hurt by Artie Lange's exit nearly 10 years later. As you know, Artie Lange was on the Howard Stern show. Then he tried stabbing himself in a pathetic failed suicide attempt and was essentially fired. So this column's by Mary Jacob. And let's go through it. It's been 8 years since Artie Lange was forced off the Howard Stern show following his battle with drug addiction. And Radar Line has exclusively learned a shock jock is still hurt by the loss. According to an insider on the show, Stern never fully recovered after having to let Artie Lange go. When Artie left, Howard kind of felt betrayed in a sense. The insider told Radar, like Artie had all of these opportunities and all of these chances, but he let his addiction get to him. In 2010, the 50-year-old ended his nearly 10-year stint on the show after several failed rehab attempts in a DUI charge. Oh, well. He's upped his ante since then. He ruined every chance he got, the insider added. Artie was digging his own grave, and Howard just couldn't watch it happen anymore. He had no choice but to let him go. Stern, 64, never filled Lange's spot since the comedian left the show. Didn't they try to with Shuley for like a week there? I stopped listening when Artie left, but I remember like Shuley being put back there for like a week or something. Oh, you Stern people, let me know. I still think to this day Howard is still hurt, the insider admitted. But after years of moving on, I just don't think Howard wants to go through that again. He really cared about Artie, and once you shut someone out of their life for good, it really was like Artie had died, and Howard struggled with that in the beginning. So, of course, there was this sense of betrayal and a huge void that Howard himself had a hard time grappling with. Ooh, he felt betrayed. Lange still continues to struggle with drug addiction to this day. In March of 2017, the comic was arrested for possession of heroin and drug paraphernalia. He was arrested again in December for failure to appear in court following the charges. He's expected back in court for sentencing March 16th after his February 23rd court date was pushed back. Okay, so now we got a new sentencing date. It's March 16th. Alright, so we learned that little bit of news. Lange's lawyer, Frank Arleo, described the reasons for postponing the date due to Lange's health issues with diabetes. Arleo added that there was a good chance his court date this month could be postponed again if Lange is still not well enough. This is such bullshit, by the way, because they did that last one. First of all, his lawyer lied and said Artie's in the hospital. He wasn't in the hospital. He was on the AA show the day before and the day of. I'm not, this is such a bullshit, his health problems. I mean, he can go down to Midtown, New York and do his fucking podcast every day, but he can't come to court. Oh, this is such bullshit. Probably get away with it though. Lange's mother, Judy Lange, previously spoke to Radar about her troubled son's constant run-ins with the law. Artie has to take care of a few things. He's got diabetes, so that doesn't help. He's okay as much as he can be, but he is fighting addiction, trying to get through that, and hopefully he will. So, apparently Howard still misses Artie or feels bad. Like a lot of people, I stopped listening to Stern pretty much soon after Artie had left the show. Not in like any protest. I just didn't find the show that good without Artie. I've since said, and especially since seeing Artie on the AA show and having to deal with Compound Media, I completely 100% agree with Stern. That seeing what Keith the Cop and Anthony have to go through dealing with this, shows up late. 2 weeks ago, he just showed up an hour and a half late, no explanation. Depicted just the whole bizarre, the train wreck that is Artie Lange. I 100% agree with the decision to take him off the show. Does it suck for the fans? Yes, but there's always so much shit you can put up with, and Howard couldn't put up with it anymore and did the very smart thing. And something tells me it's going to happen with the AA show. Now, in the past couple of weeks, they said other than just showing up an hour and a half late out of nowhere, Artie hasn't been too bad, but how long is that going to last? Like when he first did the AA show, the first month was some of the best podcasts. I would say probably the best podcasting on the internet in the past 10 years. The first month of the AA show was amazing. But then Artie started showing up late every day. Then the addiction really started kicking in. So he's good for right now, but it's probably going to end. Something tells me, like, if he goes to this March 16th sentencing and it's another slap on the wrist, he's going to go right back to it. But apparently Stern's still upset about it, but I think Howard did the right thing.